Hello there, hola, and thank you for finding me here at my original YouTube channel since 2020, Benidorm and beyond. Today I'm continuing my long-established series, Benidorm's brand new bars and businesses, which each time shows you a whole host of befores and afters that you may not have seen since you last visited the resort. These consist of bars, restaurants, shops and other businesses that have all opened under new guises in old premises, and as always I've tried to be as precise as possible with all my info, as I always aim to be. This is the 21st instalment of my popular and original series, so please feel free to check out my previous 20 vlogs, and let's get started now on number 21. We began today in the Rincon de Loix area, more or less opposite the hotels Melia and Flamingo Oasis, and right next to the popular British eatery of the Corner Bar, where we saw what was previously the large supermarket of Maxi Dia and the extensive Chinese shop of El Corte Chino. As many of you will know after following my building update vlogs over the past year or so, these buildings were razed to the ground, making way for this whole space to be transformed, eventually bringing Benidorm its first ever Lidl superstore with a huge underground car park to boot. This supersized supermarket opened its doors to the public to great fanfare just this Friday, November the 29th at 9 AM, with a free cheese tasting session, lots of special offers and queues for miles, and I'm sure it will continue to be a great success in the months to come. Moving over to the new town now, along the long avenue of the Avenida del Mediterraneo and adjacent to the Viña del Mar apartments, we see that what was formerly the cafe bar of Uliana's, which was then taken over for a short time and renamed as Margot's Food and Bar, has now become the eat-in restaurant and takeaway of Bel Burrito, where you can order fresh, made-to-order burritos, bowls and salads using quality local ingredients. Heading back into the Rincon de Loix again, this time towards the top end of the busy street of Calle Londres, we see what was previously the bar and bistro Sonda, owned by the Uncle Ron's group, is now ready to emerge any day as the mysterious purple and gold Mystic Lounge Bar, and I'm sure with its enviable corner position and its sun-trapped terrace, it will do just as well as its previous incarnation. Staying on Calle Londres and just a few metres downhill, we next see that what was formerly the Spanish bar and restaurant of Las Redes has now transformed into The Spice, which is an Indian restaurant and bar whose opening deals included a 90 cents pint of lager, which was clearly done to rival its next door neighbour Uncle Ron's, who charge a whole euro for their pint of beer. Now heading towards the outskirts of Benidorm, along Avenida Dr. Severa Ochoa in the area known as Camping Corner due to its glut of nearby campsites, we see what was previously the One Bar, which was renowned for good quality and priced food, as well as drinks deals and live music and quizzes, has now become the Black Chicken 2, with its allegedly world-famous karaoke sessions, as well as pool, darts and dominoes, and live sports matches shown. Its original venue still remains open and as busy as ever in the new town, and most partygoers to our fun resort have visited at least once, if only to see what all the fuss is about, love it or hate it. Moving back to the main Rincon de Loix and just off the Avenida del Mediterraneo, inside the shopping precinct of Coblanca 8, we see what was formerly the handbag and accessory shop of Black Lemon, which had been closed for quite some time, has now become another branch of the Butterfield's mobility scooter business, with these offices being dedicated to sales as well as service support. Just along and around the corner in the indoor market, or Mercaloix, and down aisle 3, we next see that what was previously a bureau de change, simply named Benidorm's Money Exchange, has now become the Happy Days Money Exchange office. With colourful new signage outside on the street, whether this is a new business or still owned by the same people or not, I can't say for sure, as this service is something I never need personally, but no doubt someone will put me right about it very soon if the owners do remain the same. Back in the Coblanca 8 precinct once more, and just along from Butterfields, we now see what were formerly the offices of tourist agency BenidormBooking.com, who incidentally have now moved to larger premises facing directly onto the Avenida del Mediterraneo, have now become the premises of luggage storage company Lock and Enjoy. Now moving all the way across to the Old Town and just off the large leafy square of Plaza Triangular along Avenida Dr. Perez Yorca, We see what was previously the small cafe bar of 29, meaning 29, which then became the Italian eatery of More d'Italia, has now reincarnated itself again, this time to emerge as the Motta Food restaurant and takeaway, selling a selection of fast food stuffs such as kebabs, pizzas, burgers and tacos. Back in the new town now, and along Calle de Ramador, very close to the hotels Riviera and Rosamar and adjacent to the Black Pearl Bar, we see what many years ago was the popular Spanish bar of La Taula de Pepe, which has remained closed for a long time, has now been taken over to create just what Benidorm needed more of. Wait for it, yes you've guessed it, my personal favourite, another bloomin' mini-mart, this time in the guise of the not so imaginatively named one-stop supermarket. Now swinging over to the north of the Old Town, towards the top end of Carrera de Tomas Ortuño, we see what was formerly a salon, minimally named Beauty and Hair, has now become a CBD store named simply Sweet CBD. Staying in the Old Town and along the Avenida de Ruzafa, just up from the Hotel Magic Crystal Park, we see what was previously the mobile phone sales, repairs and accessories shop of Repara Mobile has now become the premises of the ceramics wholesaler Terretta Mediterranean Group. Heading back to the Rincon de Loix along the Avenida del Mediterraneo and just down from the hotels Flash, Calypso and Villa de Benidorm, we see what was formerly the cafe bar of the Beer has now transformed itself into a modern looking cocktail bar that also has snacks available called Zest. Moving over to the Poniente side of town now and down the long avenue of the Avenida Jaime Primero, which leads all the way down to the beautiful beachfront and promenade, we see what was previously the long-standing gift shop of Maite Regalos, who some of you may remember specialised in slightly dated seashell souvenirs, has now turned itself into the up-to-date Hong Kong jewellery store of YOLO, which I'm led to believe stands for You Only Live Once. Remaining on the same road, but this time on the other side of the street, we next see what was formerly the Andalusian-style tapas bar of Al Andalus, which has now become the pizzeria and restaurant of the Indiana-based chain Papa John's. Still staying on the same avenue, although now we swing back over to the other side yet again, we see what was previously the so-called gastro pizzeria of La Rosa Blue is now the slightly funkier looking pizzeria of Roby's, offering you a choice to eat in or take away for those on the go. Heading into the very heart of the Old Town now, along the pedestrianised section of Carrera de Tomas Ortuño, we see what was formerly just an empty bricked-up unit waiting to be made into a new business after the space above was converted into brand new holiday apartments, has now made itself into the stunning Asian food restaurant of Ramen Yi, promising you both tradition and flavour in fabulous surroundings. Finally, we move over to Calle Girona, or the Strip in the new town, right where this road meets the long avenue of the Avenida de Europa, where we see what was previously a semi-open-air Chinese clothes shop selling cheap fashion and beach items to holidaymakers, but which had been closed for quite some time, has now emerged as a takeaway bakery kiosk called Fresh Bites. Selling everything from pies to pasties, cakes and croissants, to freshly filled rolls and baguettes, this prime corner location, right by the Alsa bus office and the main bus stop to the airport, means that surely this business will be a popular venue for many, whether arriving, departing, or just passing by. This brings us to the end of today's vlog, and I hope that you've enjoyed this latest tour with me of a whole new batch of bars and businesses in town that you may not have seen since you last visited Benidorm, and let's hope that they all have a very successful and bright future ahead of them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you out and about next time. Maybe videoing some of Benidorm's new bars and businesses, who knows? Until then, take care, bye for now, and catch you again soon. Cheers!